Dear students, today we will start the chapter vectors. First of all, we will see what is mean by vector quantity and scalar quantity. See the definition of scalar quantity. A quantity which can be completely described by magnitude only is called a scalar quantity. Means scalar quantity only have magnitude. For example, mass, length, temperature, area, volume, time, distance, speed, work, etc. All these quantities have only magnitude. Length only have magnitude. Direction is not given. Temperature, area, volume only have magnitude. From this quantity, here any idea of direction is not given. Only its magnitude is given. All these quantities or all these examples of scalar quantity. Okay. Let's see what is mean by vector quantity. A quantity which needs to be described using both magnitude and direction is called vector quantity. Means vector quantity have magnitude as well as direction. For example, displacement, velocity, force, electric field, acceleration, momentum, etc. All these quantities have magnitude as well as direction. Okay, displacement in that direction, like that, or velocity across this direction, force is applied along this direction. We say like that. Means all these quantities have magnitude as well as direction. Then quantity is called vector quantity. See the difference between scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity only have magnitude, but vector quantity have magnitude as well as direction. Okay, then we will see representation of vector. A vector is represented by directed line segment. Means vector is represented by line segment which have direction. See here, line segment AB. The segment AB with direction from A to B denotes vector AB bar, and this is read as AB bar. If the direction is from B to A, here in the diagram direction is from A to B, therefore it is vector AB bar. But if direction is from B to A, then it is denoted by BA bar and read as BA bar. Okay. Now, in a vector AB bar, here A is called initial point and B is called terminal point because this line segment shows arrow towards B. It starts from point A, therefore it is initial point, and arrow is going towards point B, therefore that is terminal point. And what is this line of support or line of action? The directed line segment, this directed line segment is part of unlimited length of line. This is part of line of unlimited length, which is called line of support or line of action. This line segment, this vector AB is line segment of the line which have unlimited length. Therefore, this line is called line of action or line of support whose this line segment is part. Okay, then we will see what is mean by magnitude of vector. The magnitude or size or length of AB bar is denoted by mod of AB bar and is defined as length of segment AB. It is written as mod of AB bar or simply length AB. This is magnitude of vector AB bar. Now, for the vectors A bar, B bar, C bar, its magnitude can be written as mod of A, mod of B, mod of C respectively. Means magnitude of any vector can be written as in the mod of that vector. Write down that vector in the mod. We will get the magnitude of that vector. The magnitude of vector does not depend upon its direction. Means magnitude is independent of direction of vector. Then we will see types of vectors. Let's consider the zero vector. A vector whose initial and terminal points coincide or whose initial and terminal points are same is called a zero vector or null vector, and it is denoted by 0 bar. See the vectors A bar, B bar. Here initial and terminal points are same. Therefore, this represents 0 vector and mod of this vector is 0. That is mod of A bar is 0. Similarly, mod of B bar is 0. Then we will see what is mean by unit vector. A vector whose magnitude is unity or 1 is called unit vector. Means for a unit vector, its magnitude should be 1. The unit vector in the direction of given vector a bar is denoted by a cap. See here, notation. Unit vector in the direction of any vector a bar is denoted by a cap. If vector is b bar, then it is b cap. If vector is c bar, then it will be c cap, like that. Okay. Then we will see what is mean by co-initial and co-terminus vectors. See here, vectors having same initial point are called co-initial. Means if initial points are same, then vectors are co-initial. See here, for vectors a bar and b bar, their initial point is same. Therefore, a bar and b bar are called co-initial vectors. Whereas having same terminal point are called co-terminus vectors. See here in the diagram, for vectors c bar and d bar, their terminal point are same. Therefore, these vectors c bar and d bar are called co-terminus vectors. Means if initial point is same for the two vectors, then that vectors are called co-initial vectors, and if terminal points are same, then that type of vectors are called co-terminus vectors. Here a bar and b bar are co-initial vectors, c bar and d bar are co-terminus vectors. Okay. Then we will see the concept, what is mean by equal vectors. Two or more vectors are said to be equal vectors if they have same magnitude and direction. Means for the equal vectors, their magnitude and direction should be same. See here, as shown in the figure, vector a bar and b bar have same magnitude as well as their direction is also same. Therefore, these vectors are equal vectors. See here in the diagram, a bar and b bar, they have same direction, their magnitude also same. Therefore, these vectors are called equal vectors. Okay, their directions are same regardless of initial point. Initial point may be anywhere. That is not necessary that both the vectors have same initial point. Initial point may be anywhere. Only their magnitude and direction should be same. Then vectors are called equal vectors. See here, vector a bar and c bar. Their magnitude is same, but their direction is not same. Therefore, a bar is not equal to c bar. See again the diagram. A bar and c bar have same magnitude, but their direction is not same. Therefore, they are not equal vectors. Again, see here, a bar and d bar. Their a bar and d bar direction has same, but magnitude is not same. Their direction is same, but magnitude is not equal. Therefore, a bar and d bar are not equal vectors. And what is the condition for equal vectors? Their magnitude should be same, their direction should be same. Not necessary that initial point should be the same. Okay. Then we will see negative of vector. If a bar is given vector, then negative of vector a bar is a vector whose magnitude is same as that of vector a bar, but whose direction is opposite to that of a bar. Means negative vectors are equal vectors but having direction opposite. Negative vector means what? See here from the diagram, PQ and QP, their magnitude is same but direction is opposite. Means for the negative of vector, condition is that their magnitude should be same, but direction should be opposite. Okay, then that type of vectors are called negative vectors. See here, negative vector is denoted by minus a bar. Negative vector of a bar is minus a bar. See from the figure, if we denote this PQ by a bar, then QP will be minus a bar or minus PQ. This PQ is a bar, then you write down QP minus a bar, or minus a bar is equal to minus QP. Means you change initial and terminal points. Here magnitude of PQ and magnitude of minus QP is same, but direction is opposite. Therefore minus sign is there. Okay. It is clear to you what is meant by negative vector. Negative vector have same magnitude but opposite direction. Okay. Then we will see what is meant by collinear vectors. The vectors are said to be collinear vectors if they are parallel to the same line or they are along the same line. Means condition for collinear vectors is that they should be parallel to each other or along the same line. See here in the diagram, vector a bar, k a bar, Here k is greater than 0, here k is less than 0. All these vectors are parallel to each other, therefore they are collinear vectors. Okay. Then free vectors. We will see the definition of free vectors. If a vector can be translated anywhere in the space without changing its magnitude and direction, then such a vector is called free vector. See the diagram. All these are free vectors. See here, a bar and b bar. We can take this, replace this or translate this vector a bar anywhere in the space without changing its direction and magnitude. See here, I have replaced this a bar here, a bar. See here, a bar, compare these two, their direction and magnitude is same. Take this b bar, here initial and terminal points of a b bar are connected. Here terminal points are connected. In this diagram, their initial points are connected. Here again, initial point of one of the vector and terminal point of other vector is connected, but their direction is same. Here we can replace these vectors anywhere in the space without changing their direction and magnitude in any position. Then such type of vectors are called free vectors. You can replace them, you can put them in anywhere in the space or translate anywhere in the space, but condition is that you do not change their direction and magnitude. See in the all the figures, a bar, all the four figures, direction is same, magnitude is same. For the b bar, direction and magnitude is same. Only I have translated that anywhere in the space. Okay, it is clear to you. Free vectors means vectors can be translated anywhere in the space without changing their magnitude and direction. Okay. In other words, the initial point of free vector can be taken anywhere in the space, keeping magnitude and direction same. Let's see the next definition. What is mean by localized vectors? For a vector of given magnitude and direction, if its initial point is fixed in a space, then such a vector is called localized vector. See again, a vector of given magnitude and direction, if its initial point is fixed, for any vector, its magnitude and direction is given. If its initial point is fixed, then such type of vector is called localized vector. See, for example, if there are two stationary cars A and B on the road and force is applied to car A, it is localized vector and only car A moves while car B does not affected. Car B is not affected. See again, if two cars are on a road and if force is applied on car A, then only car A moves while car B is not affected. Then such type of vectors are called localized vector. Okay. In this today's session, we have seen what is mean by scalar quantity and vector quantity. And also we have seen the representation of vector and types of vectors. Okay. See you in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.